Hello everyone and welcome back to episode 3 of Ranked Battles in Pokemon Sword and Shield. So like last time, I'm going to start out with a little Pokemon introduction. This is the Mimikyu I've been using. It completely saved us last match. It completely bailed us out of a for sure loss. So you can see all of its base stats here. It's got the ability Disguise, so that lets it take one hit without taking any HP damage. It's got maxed out speed and attack EVs, and there are all of its stats there. It's got a plus speed minus special attack nature, and these are its attacks. It's got Sword Stance, so often you'll see me set up a Sword Stance to get +2 attack right at the beginning of a game. It's got Shadow Sneak for a priority attack, Shadow Claw for a hard-hitting ghost attack, and Play Rough for a hard-hitting fairy attack. It is a physical attacker, Jolly Nature, and Life Orb. So that's going to boost its damage for just a little bit of HP cost every turn. So, Mimikyu, after its disguise is broken, can usually only take one hit from anything anyway, so the Life Orb really doesn't have any negative effects. And let's get into a battle here. We're in Tier 4. We are 3-1 so far on the season. This season is going to run until January 31st, I believe, so we'll see how high up we can get by then. Okay, so this guy's got Galvantula, Tyranitar, Ice-Q, Rotom, Corsola, and Reuniclus. So I'm going to start out with Darmanitan as usual. Then we're going to bring Mimikyu and Inteleon with us. Or actually, Dragapult and Inteleon with us. So, Dragapult, after last match, when we had that big failure, we added Substitute to it. So, it's set how it's supposed to be. It's got Hex, Will-O-Wisp, Substitute, and Draco Meteor. So, it can either launch a special attack really hard with Draco Meteor, or you can set up Will-O-Wisp, Subs, and Hexes once the opponent is burned, making it a pretty effective special attacker with Ghost or Dragon attacks. Now, this guy's going to start out with a Galvantula, so I hadn't really seen that up to this point. I knew it was probably going to be Focus Sashed or something. I just hit it with the Flare Blitz. That will kill unless it is Focus Sashed, so we'll see what happens here. And it lives with 1 HP. There's the Focus Sash. And at this point, I was pretty sure this thing's going to throw out a Sticky Web, because what else would he be doing with a Galvantula lead here? So yeah, he hits us with the Sticky Web. So now anything that comes in is going to have reduced speed, so that is not good for us. My best move here is just to do as much damage with Darmanitan as I possibly can. So he's going to switch out Galvantula with 1 HP, send in Reuniclus, and Darmanitan, we're still choiced, so we're just going to keep hitting with Flare Blitz, and fortunately for us, that does over half of Reuniclus's health. So we are going to Dynamax here, get that double HP, and hope we are still faster than Reuniclus. We should be. The Sticky Web shouldn't affect Darmanitan, it'll only affect things that come in afterwards on a switch-in. So there we get out that big Darmanitan Dynamax form. And that allows us to change what moves we're using now at this point in the battle as well. So we're going to use our Bug Attack, and that'll hit super effective on Reuniclus. It seems like pretty much anything would have killed Reuniclus there. Our Flare Blitz would have killed, but we would have taken recoil damage, so it's better just to finish it off that way. So big start for Darmanitan. We basically got him down to 1 full health Pokemon. But here comes in our nemesis that we know just stonewalls Darmanitan. And he starts up a Sandstorm too. I go between Quake, Flutterby, and Hailstorm, and we end up going with the Earthquake here. Earthquake is super effective. and a hard-hitting move just in general. But he is, of course, going to Dynamax their Tyranitar, and this is going to give it a lot of health. So we'll see how Earthquake hits compared to the Icicle Crash we used last time. We are, of course, faster than Tyranitar. It's not the fastest thing, and we're Choice Scarfed. So we hit it, and it does about a third of its HP again. So Tyranitar, I've learned, is just a great counter to Darmanitan. He now goes for the Steel Spike, which we know will take out Darmanitan at this point. But all hope is not lost. He does get more defense, so that's not good for us. And he's just on turn 1 of his Dynamax there. So we've still got Inteleon and Dragapult waiting in the wings. But now that Dragapult has its full set together, let's see what we can do with this thing. Shiny Dragapult I put in a lot of work for. Don't think I'm ever going to shiny farm eggs again. If I get something while I'm breeding for competitive, then cool, but that took a long time. Alright, so we're going to set up the sub. And now this is what this Dragapult's supposed to be able to do. Now Tyranitar is going to use his Dark Attack, which would kill, of course, if it hit without the sub. But we can now wait out his Dynamax and hopefully be able to defeat it after that. We lost our special defense from the attack still, even through the sub, but that's okay. We are not going to hopefully get hit until the appropriate time. This Dragapult shouldn't be able to get hit at all by this Tyranitar until we've set up a Will-O-Wisp on it and run its Dynamax completely out. So there's substitute number 2. This should be his last turn of Dynamax. He's just going to hit the sub again. And Dragapult is a very fast Pokemon. In one of the coming up episodes, I'll go through Dragapult's entire set on the breakdown at the beginning of the episode, if you haven't seen everything so far. But it's built to basically be faster than everything in the game, and it's got... We've gone over the set extensively the last couple episodes. So now that Dynamax is worn off, I'm going to try to hit the Will-O-Wisp. Will-O-Wisp is not always a move that hits, but we get it this time. So that will make Tyranitar's physical attacks halved in damage. That'll still probably be enough to take out Dragapult, and it is. But Dragapult's done its job. It's taken out Tyranitar's entire Dynamax. It now has it burned, so it's taking damage, and its physical attacks are greatly weakened. So we're going to go into Inteleon here, and hopefully Inteleon can finish the fight out. So Inteleon is a special attacker, it's quite fast, but the Sticky Web now comes into effect, and could make Tyranitar faster than Inteleon. We'll see what happens here. And Sandstorm is still going as well. This person takes quite a second here on this turn. Inteleon's still faster, even with the Sticky Web, so that's great. Snipe Shot hits Tyranitar, but unfortunately it's just barely able to live the hit, even through the crit. And he's going to hit me with a Crunch, but hopefully we can take it since he is burned, and we take that pretty well. And Sandstorm finally wears off, and Tyranitar just lives through the burn and the attack, with barely any HP. So it doesn't really matter what we hit it with here. We're just going to hit it with a nice clean U-turn, 100% accuracy attack. And we obviously have nothing left to switch to, so Tyranitar is going to go down there. And at this point in the battle, when I was doing this live, I actually forgot he still had Galvantula. I thought I had the match all wrapped up here. So now he's got a very quick Galvantula against my slowed Inteleon. So unfortunately, he's got Giga Drain on this thing. An Electric Attack probably would have worked too. And that 1 HP Galvantula that he switched out is going to end up being the crucial factor in this match. I might have been able to bring a better team. Inteleon actually didn't end up helping that much. I think if I would have brought Mimikyu I could have just used a priority move there, but I would have had to get through Tyranitar in the first place. So I probably could have done that. I probably could have used Play Rough after setting up a Swords Dance, and as long as Play Rough hit, I could have taken out Tyranitar there, and I could have used the Shadow Sneak. So here's this guy's team. He's got a full HP and attack investment on Tyranitar. He didn't use Ice Cube, Rotom, or Corsola. Show Reuniclus. It's got full HP and special attack, and then Galvantula had full speed and special attack, which ended up helping him a lot. Darmanitan was still able to outspeed it, even with the full speed investment, but yeah, just a hair off on that one. Inteleon, until it gets its new Gigantamax form and its hidden ability, might not be so useful in these battles unless I really, really need a water type to bring in. So my team, I'm basically using 4 different things. Charizard and Ferrothorn can be switched out. Now we'll take a look at this guy's team. He's got a lot of weakness to Ice between his Dragapult and the Hydreigon and the Rillaboom. He's got Inteleon and Toxtricity, but I haven't really seen anyone using Toxtricity. I've seen a lot of people with it in their teams, but I don't think I've fought one yet. Then that Charizard is also able to Gigantamax, so that could be a problem. Our overall record in this series right now is sitting at 3-2, so it'd be really good to pick up a win here and end the episode. Also, I was thinking, I've kind of added some little gameplay things, like me switching out for Charizard in the first episode, and last episode I showed getting Substitute on Dragapult. So he starts out with a shiny Dragapult himself. Everyone's got one of those right now. We're just going to go Darmanitan and Icicle Crash, obviously. Hopefully we move first. But like I was saying, I think I'm just going to add little elements of what I do to mix up my team into these episodes here. You'll see something at the end of this episode as well that I took care of in between this and the next competitive battles. The series is going to focus around the competitive battles. There should be 2 or so every single match, and we are faster, so that is big. As long as this Dragapult doesn't have something weird like Sash, which it does, that would have been a one-hit KO easy. And now he's going to hit us with the big Dragon Darts. This is the signature move of Dragapult's. I don't have it on mine. I'd rather just hit a Draco. But fortunately, it only hits twice, and it wasn't able to kill Darmanitan there. I tried to go to U-turn, which obviously we are... Obviously, we've got the Choice Scarf on, so we can't use that. So we just go with another Icicle Crash. It would have been nice to just hit it once with a U-turn and switch out for another Pokemon, but that's fine. Darmanitan stays in, and we don't have any negative effects on us yet. And now we've got Shiny Charizard. So this guy's just got a full team of Shinies so far. We can Dynamax ourselves here if we want, or we can just keep hitting with the Icicle Crash. Since Charizard is flying fire, it is neutral on Charizard, but Charizard's not the bulkiest Pokemon, so unless it Dynamaxes, it shouldn't be able to take this hit. And he decides to just stay there, not Gigantamax or Dynamax, whatever he had, and he just takes my Ice Attack again, and that takes Charizard out in one shot. I probably would have Gigantamaxed there. He really needed that HP boost, and then he probably could have taken out my Darmanitan next turn. Or I guess he would have just taken it out there, since he would have had the bulk to take that attack. Whatever fire attack he hit me with definitely would have taken out Darmanitan. But yeah, like I was saying, this is kind of going to be a mix of like a Let's Play / competitive series. It's going to focus around competitive battles every episode, but if I change my team up, I'm going to show that in the episodes, just so you're kind of up to date on what my team is. I still have a couple slots that need changed out. Ferrothorn and my Decoy Charizard aren't really doing anything for me, so I'm going to try to fill out the team as I learn. But he sends out a Hydreigon, and this thing gets hit with Icicle Crash too, so Darmanitan was faster than all 3 members of his team. And besides the Sash on the Dragapult, he was one-shotted by Darmanitan the entire time. I never even used my Dynamax there. So that was absolutely fantastic. So we get a free bottle of PP up there. I'm going to stop the matches for this episode because I have just been stonewalled by Tyranitar, and it is time to find something that can stop it. So the best way to beat Tyranitar is to make your own. So I'm going to breed up these Larvitars here. I believe I ended up hatching a couple hundred eggs before I got the perfect stats I wanted. So I put in the work here. Tyranitar is a very, very bulky Pokemon, which is something I've needed on my team. Basically, the 4 Pokemon I've been using constantly are just setup sweepers and hard hitters. And having a Tyranitar there would not only be something I could put on my team if I see an opposing Tyranitar to kind of equal that out, it would also just be something really bulky that would be great to have on my team. So we'll quickly just show you some of the work I did here. I bred some good Larvitars, switched out the parents for even better parents to increase the odds of getting the Larvitar that I want. I was shooting for plus attack, minus special attack. I didn't need the special attack to be anything special. I just needed the 5 other stats to be perfect IVs to bring into competitive. So, looks like I just sat around for a minute there. But yeah, we're hatching tons and tons of Larvitars. And as soon as I get one that is the stats I'm looking for, we will bring it out and add it to our team. So after this point, I'm just going to use the items Protein and probably a mix of HP up, Carbos, give it some good HP, good attack, and a little bit of speed investment so it can get the jump on other Tyranitars if they don't have any speed investment. So here I am selling a lot of my items I have in my inventory for some cash, and then I grab some more of these stat items so that I could just train up Larvitar to full EVs right away. It costs a lot of money, but if you just pay for the protein and all that in this game, it is a very free way to EV train without actually training. So there we go. I've got a lot of experience candies usually, so I just use those to level up my Tyranitar all the way. And I will show a breakdown on its moves and everything next time, probably. So there is my Tyranitar. And I am going to switch out that Ferrothorn that I don't use for it. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you had a good time, and I will see you next time. Overall record is 4-2 now.